I'm Bailey Jeffrey.
I'm Corey Chernenko, and we're going to demonstrate the spiral lines. So starting on the posterior side.
It starts here at the occipital ridge, travels all the way down to the sacrum. From there, it goes straight to the lateral side of the knee. Connection point, I guess, would be on the fibular head. From there, it travels all the way down the lateral side of the leg and down and underneath the foot onto the metatarsal base. Then it continues to wrap around the foot and it's here as well. It travels again to the lateral side of the leg. Another connection point would be the tibular condyle. From there, it goes on the lateral side of the leg all the way up to the ASIS on the iliac crest. From there, the spiral line continues across the abdominals, and then wait, I forgot.
No, we're good.
Okay, focus on this side. It goes across the abdominals to the lateral ribs, and then it travels along the serratus anterior and onto the medial border of the scapula, and then finally connecting all the way back with the upper cervical and lower the upper thoracic and lower cervical spinous processes, and then all the way back to the occipital ridge, and that is the spiral line. And this is supposed to be here. Nice and perfect. Go.
We're good.
Good. Alright, so as for the postural function of the spiral line, as you can see, it runs across your entire body pretty much. So it does participate with the other lines of the body, such as the superficial front, superficial back, and the lateral line. It is double-stranded and it does loop across, like I said. So it does maintain balance, and it participates in creating lateral shifts of the body and rotations. It starts up here, but it goes all the way down to the bottom of your foot and also connects with the ASIS. So it does maintain efficient knee tracking while walking, and it keeps your foot arch as well as your pelvic angle in line. I think that's mainly it for the postural function.
Covers all planes as well.
Yeah, as well, like he said, since it's everywhere along the body, it maintains balance in every plane of the body. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then as for the movement functions of the spiral lines, like Bailey said, crossing all planes of the body, it can be compared to a term called tensegrity, as it steadies the trunk in eccentric and isometric contraction, which keeps from folding into rotational collapse. And then lastly, it creates and mediates oblique spiral and rotations of the body.
Yep.
Here I'm going to demonstrate how to stretch your spiral lines. So first you're going to sit upright with your legs straight. You'll take your right leg, cross it over your left, plant your foot on the floor, take your right hand, reach behind you, your elbow, place it on your leg and push and rotate your torso and your head as well. When you're doing this stretch, you're going to feel it in your spiral lines in your torso, in your neck, and your lateral lines along your leg as well. Here I'm going to be introducing the second stretch for your spiral lines. Okay, so I'll get you to lay down first with your bottom hand straight out to the side. Bend your knees for a base of support. Okay, top hand, reach out as far as you can, and while maintaining a straight core, tight, you're going to reach nice and high, keeping your eyes on your hand the whole time. Open up, try and touch the floor, and you'll feel it in your spiral lines and your stomach. Okay, the third and final stretch for your spiral lines. Get you to plant your hand directly beside you. Bend both of your legs like so. Get you to start, straight hand, reach as far back as possible, and as far back the other way while looking at your hand the whole time, and you'll feel it in your stomach and your back as well. So lastly, we're gonna describe the uniqueness of both the superficial back and superficial front lines. First, I'll talk about the superficial back lines, as it's responsible for the whole posterior side of the body, starting from your toes to your knees, and then it goes from your knees to your brow. The superficial back line creates extension and hyperextension, with the exception at the knee, and as well the superficial back line has a higher proportion of slow twitch muscles, as it's responsible for all day postural support.
So, finally, we're going to talk about the superficial front line. It runs on the anterior side of your body, and it is what balances out the superficial back line, which is obviously on the posterior part of your body. It runs in two parts, so it starts at the feet and makes its way to the pelvis. Then from the pelvis, it goes to the head. So its main functions are to create flexion at the hip and the trunk, as well as dorsiflexion at the feet and extension at the knee. Something especially unique about it is that it has a higher ratio of fast twitch muscles, as it's what's responsible for obviously very sudden and quick flexion movements at various joints.